Okay, John, what's the target now after missing top 6?
To finish as high as we can, as possible as we can, high up the league. And it all starts on Saturday, picking up 3 points against Kilmarnock, a team that's beat us twice this year. So, you know, hopefully we can pick up the 3 points, and we're in good form. You know, even if you take in a defeat against Motherwell, the last 4 games we've been in good form. There's a good spirit amongst them. So hopefully that'll be the case on Saturday, and the points stay here in Inverness.
What would it mean budget-wise for next year if you finished 7th rather than 10th?
Well, you're certainly playing. I think, I don't know much it is a place, but you're certainly playing for revenue as well. So, you know, and that's when it comes down to contracts, bits and pieces, and so it's all to play for. You know, great incentive there. I think Kilmarnock will be fighting for their lives. They want to come up here. You know, they've got a good manager in Lee Clark, and it's quite ironic that at the start of the season, pre-season, we're playing Birmingham, and Clark is the manager. And now we're playing towards the end of the season. Kilmarnock is now up in Scotland, but a manager with great experience, brought 2 or 3 players into the club. Seems to have steadied them. They're coming off a back of a right good win against the St Johnstone team that we couldn't beat this year. So it's going to be a real difficult match, but one that we're going to have to be at our best, and if we are, hopefully we can pick up the points.
Do you sense they might be able to kick on from what was a very good result and will be hungry? You really need to be up for this one?
I honestly do. I think this time of the year, especially in the bottom half, I think everyone will be there to cut each other's throat. I think that's what will happen, and we just need to look after ourselves, take care of business. If we can win on Saturday, you know, we're looking above ourselves. We're looking at Dundee and Partick, so it all starts by winning on Saturday, and hopefully, you know, we can do that. They've worked hard. You know, the preparation's been good, and just putting the final touches to that this morning. There's real clarity on what's required. They know the importance of the game, so we just can't wait for it starting live on Sky, so the whole nation will be watching, and you know, hopefully we go and put on a show.
Is there a challenge now for your players? Obviously, you want to get 7th, for your players to impress you ahead of next season, because you may well want to change things. And
oh, definitely. That's what happens. Football evolves, it moves on, and all that stuff, and so you have got the stage, you know. But I know what we've got. You know, we know that 1 or 2 are leaving in terms of Williams and Vincent, and moving on elsewhere. That's part and parcel of football. But never, even when you're on the training pitch, you know, the 2 of them are training with a great enthusiasm and a great spirit. And so if we pick them even to start in the starting 11, no qualms about that, no problem. But it's an opportunity for people just to, because it changes every day. You know, one thing changes, so whoever's in the team going to impress, and you never know.
What plans are you making for new players?
Well, that all depends on where we finish. All that stuff, you know, you're spinning plates, you know, you're dumping and diving. Can you put 1 out to get 2 in? Can you put 2 out to get 1 in? All the diving, where the direction where I want to go, I don't know if that will be. You can do that in terms of the restraints in the budget. And, you know, and that's only because what comes through the turnstile and you're placing in the league. I can totally understand that, so you have to work to that. You know, but I would like to identify 2 or 3 players that the fans can identify with, and it gets them excited. You know, but I don't know if that'll be the case. And as you say, that's what we're playing for. We're playing for the finish as high up the league as we can, to hopefully try and get a little bit more finance, to maybe for 1 or 2 things to happen.
Can I ask you about, there seems to be a lot of chatter about David Raven. What is the situation with him?
No, the one about David Raven is the same as the rest of them right at this moment in time. There's no being a decision being made. You know, we're all sitting waiting. In terms of what I just spoke about, are we going to finish high at the league? Where are we going to finish? But right at this moment in time, it seems very unlikely that it'll be the case that he might get something. The reason being is, when I'm spinning plates, if we've got anything extra, I want to put it in the top end. You know, I think we've been really short on the top end. I want to bring that quality in the top end, and you know, and someone has to sacrifice. And unfortunately, it might have to be David. I'm not saying it is, and it might have to be 1 or 2 others. for us to bring in that quality, or you know, finishing up the league to get that. I think we need the quality. I think over the years, if I'm a supporter of Inverness, I've seen Billy Mackay go, Marley go, Shinny go, Christie go, one or two of them had to move, good business. You know, Nick Ross go, real good footballers, some of them real technical footballers, and I think it's affected us a little bit, although we've had injuries and all that stuff, in terms of the quality of football, especially in the final third. You know, people that can unlock the door, score a goal, it's certainly take it on the back foot. It's certainly affected us a little bit, so all my concentration and any money that's available, that's what I'm scouting, that top end that can win us games.